there, and welcome to this Excel tutorial on data and time functions. In this video, we'll learn how to use some commonly used date and time functions in Microsoft Excel. Namely, the ones listed here. Functions like today, now, month, day, year, network, network days, and so on. Let's look at them one by one. Now we have a function called today. What it does is it automatically returns the current date. The formula is equals today, brackets, and it gives today's date. And this date is taken automatically from your system. The current system's date would be your today here. The next function is now. Now, open bracket, close bracket. The now function gives you the current date with the current time. So I'm going to hit enter, and here it gives the current date and the current time. And we have other functions, day, month, and year. So you have a date, and if you want to display just the day number of the date, use the day function, equals day, open parenthesis, select the date, and you've got the day. Day is 3, and we can also do this for the month. Equals month of the date, and the month is 12. Let's do it for the year. Equals year, select the date, and you hit enter, and it tells you the year is 2018. The next function is date. If you enter a day, month, and year, the date function puts these together to give the complete date. Equals date, first select the year, comma, month, comma, day, close parenthesis, and here you've got the date. The time function is very similar. Equals time of, then you input the hour, minute, and seconds, close parenthesis, hit enter, and then it shows you the exact time. Some of the other functions we're going to see are networking days, NETWORKDAYS International, and how to find the total years and days from a date range. Here we have a start date and an end date. My start date here is 12 March 2018. My end date is 12 March 2019. So I have a range of 1 year here. In order to calculate the sum of working days between the start date and end date range, we're going to use a formula called NETWORKDAYS formula. What this formula does is it automatically removes the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and then it takes the sum of all the other days, which are all going to be weekdays. Now let's see how it works. Equals network days, select a start date, followed by an end date, close the brackets, and now it's removed all the Saturdays and Sundays in this range, and it shows that there are 262 working days. Similarly, if you have any other holidays in this range, apart from Saturday and Sunday, we can take it here and subtract this from the entire working days. For that, we use the same formula, equals network days, open parenthesis, start date, end date, and then here I'm going to put the holidays, close parenthesis. I'm not going to enter the number 2 here because we don't know if these two dates fall on either a Saturday or Sunday. If it does fall on those 2 days, then the formula has already removed these from the final total. So I'm going to select this range here drag the range, close the parenthesis, and hit Enter. Say we have 1 day reduced, which means either of the two dates here fall on a Saturday or Sunday. And that's why you don't enter a number here, so that the formula can check whether the date it falls on is a weekend or weekday. Is a weekend or weekday before adding or subtracting it from the total. If you want to see the number of working days on an international level, you have to use the formula NETWORKDAYS.INTL. Select your start date, end date, comma, and Excel automatically gives you a list of holidays that you can select. I would consider Monday and Tuesday to be holidays. So click on the option, close the parenthesis, and it says we have 260 net working days. And that is all about net work days. So now I have the date range with the start date and end date here. Say I want to count the number of years in this range. So I'll use the DATEDIF formula. Equals DATEDIF, open parenthesis, select your start date, comma, end date, comma, and I want the total years, so I put Y in double quotes, which will pull up the year over here, and enter. From this date to this date, we have only 1 year, so it shows 1. If you change the date to 2017, the number is going to change to 2 years. Similarly, the same formula is used for months and days with slight modifications. Equals DATEDIF, start date, end date, and here I want the month, so type M, hit Enter, and I've got 24 months or 2 years in this range. It's a similar operation to find the number of days. Equals DATEDIF, start date, end date, give D for days, and we have a total of 730 days in this range. And that's all about date functions. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.